All right, so this is section 3.4, glide reflections. Glide reflection, let's take a look at what those are. So a glide reflection is like a composition of transformations. So we are going to, a glide reflection is the composition of a reflection followed by a translation in a direction parallel to the line of reflection. So there's the reflection line. So we're going to reflect across that, and then we're going to slide in the same direction as that line. It's going to be parallel to it, whatever that translation is. Okay? Glide reflections are also rigid motions. So the best way to look at this one is just basically do one. So here we go. I'm going to do this problem for you right here. So remember in a composition that this one is done first, then followed by this one. So here's our problem right here. We want to find the coordinates of A prime, B prime, C prime after this glide reflection has occurred. Okay, so let me put you over here onto graph paper so we can see it and show you what it's about. And so here is our picture, and if you look closely here, you can see that we're going to translate 4, 0, and we're going to reflect on the x-axis. So to begin this problem, the first thing you want to do is draw the triangle ABC. Okay, so here's my coordinate system right here. Let's graph and draw 6, -4, 6, -4. So that is A, 6, -4. Where is B? B is at 3, 8, 3, 8. So that's B at 3, 8. And C is at -7, 9. So -7, 9 right there. So this is C at -7, 9. So let's draw that triangle out so you can see it. So that is triangle ABC. So what do we need to do? We need to reflect it across the x-axis. Okay? And then we're going to move it. So if the x-axis is this right here, that means when I translate, I have to go in this right or left motion parallel to the x-axis because that's the axis of reflection, the line of reflection. That's why you see the translation is a 4, 0. So I'm not going to move any direction in the 0. Okay, in the y direction, I'm not going to move at all. Just only 4 units in the x direction. If the line of reflection is, different from an axis, then this translation will be different. You'll have to follow basically parallel to the line of reflection, and it can be a little bit more challenging. So the best thing to do here is just follow a point. We'll do one point. There's 3 points here we need to do. Okay, follow the transformation with each individual point. Don't try and do the whole thing at once. So let's take the A. If I reflect this across the x-axis, where is it going to go? Well, the only thing that's going to change, if you remember about reflections, the only thing that's going to change is the y value. It's at -4 now. When I reflect it across here, it's going to go up to +4. So this is where I'm at right now, at 6, +4. That was for the reflection. For the translation, I'm going to add 4 to this x value. So from here, simply I need to move 4 units in this direction. This point right here is the A prime. So A prime is at 10, 4. So we reflected it, and then we slid it, a glide reflection. Okay? That's how that works. Do the same for each point. If I reflect this on the x-axis, it's going to go from 3, +8 to 3, -8. To 3, -8. Right here. And then I move it 4 units to the right. So that is my B prime at 7, -8. Do the same thing for C. It's at -7, 9. So when I reflect it across the x-axis, it's going to go to negative 7, negative 9, and then 4 units in this direction for your C prime, which will be at negative 3, negative 9. And so that then becomes the image, and we can connect those points. And so those are the coordinates right here labeled for the glide reflection, indicated by this. Okay, so that's how that works. Simple, reflect it, and then slide it, okay, according to this. If there was a y value, then I would have gone 4 units over and then up or down whatever the y value would have been. So that's how that translation worked. We have one more example to do for this one here. So this is one thing you'll be asked to do a glide reflection and find the coordinate points. And then this one over here. In this particular case, I'm giving you the vertices of triangle DEF and the vertices of D prime, E prime, and F prime. And your job is to find the rule that makes this happen. So what you need to do is you need to graph the two triangles. Okay, so let's do that real quick. So D is at 7, negative 2. E is at 3, 9. And F is at 8, 6. So let's draw that triangle, DEF. So this is D, and this over here is E, and this one is F. So let's connect these dots. Now let's graph the image. Negative 5, 1. So this will be D prime at negative 5, 1. And then E prime is at negative 1, 12. So E prime is at negative 1, 12. And then F prime is at negative 6 and 9. And negative 6 and 9. So that's F prime, negative 6 and 9. And let's connect those dots. Okay, so this is a result of a glide reflection. Notice it says write a rule for the glide reflection. Why would it say a rule instead of the rule? And the reason why they do that is because there are many ways I could do this. There is not just one answer for this. Okay, so you need to find an answer for this. So let's find the simplest answer for this. The first things first is I know I'm going to reflect and then I'm going to slide. Okay, and the way this is looking at, it looks like if I reflect this thing over here and then slide it up is what's going to happen. So if I reflect it over this way, I need to find that reflection line in here somewhere. So what do I know about a reflection line? Well, I know that that point has to end up here so that then I can slide it. And when if that point lands here, somewhere's the reflection line, we'll find it, but then I'm going to slide it up 1, 2, 3 points. And then you look, then that will be the slide, okay, the translation. This is going to have to end up over here on this line when I do a reflection. And then I'm going to slide it up 1, 2, 3. So it looks like 3 is the translation. So where is the line of reflection? Where's the line that makes this land here? Well, it's going to be in the middle. This point, so if you did a little dotted line right here, it's the midpoint, right? Because this one is where it ends here. and here, it's in the middle of those two locations. So where is halfway between -1 and 3? Well, 3 plus a -1. So you're literally going to be doing this. 3 plus a -1 divided by 2. Remember that midpoint thing, right? And that gives me 1. And you can confirm it with all the rest of these things. Here's this one, it starts at 8. This one is at -6. So 8 plus a -6 divided by 2 is 1. So we can see that my line of reflection is going to be the vertical line at 1. So this is x equals 1. That is the reflection line right there. So all of these points are going to reflect across that line, and then they're going to slide up. Once I know that information, then I am ready to write my rule. Remember, the translation is like this. I'm not going to move it in any x, but I'm going to add 3 to the y because I'm sliding up 3. I'm going to compose that with the reflection across the line x equals 1. And we're going to do that to triangle letters, triangle DEF, and I will produce triangle D prime, E prime, F prime. And that is your rule. Okay? So you have to reason it out based off the properties of a reflection and a translation. Okay? So that is the glide reflection. And we will do more problems together in class.